All right, what's up, everybody? So, a little different, obviously, video here. I'm not at the studio. This is kind of similar to like my vacation stuff. I'm not really be able to be in the studio tonight, so unfortunately, my video won't be from there, but it'll be here, and it's still here. Again, I won't have a video for these next couple of games. I might have one for the Canadian game. I'm not too sure, but this is like the first time in like 5 years that this has happened. So again, I do apologize about that, but this has been booked for a while now. So unfortunately, the Flyers lose 3-2 in overtime to the Carolina Hurricanes. A lot of positives. Obviously, no Coots. I don't like that. I kind of been saying that all day on Twitter. It's not something I'm a fan of. Coots is a guy that I think should be in your lineup as a key factor to your lineup in games like this. One game if you want to send a message, sure. Now it's like, what are you really doing? My question has, always been, what really does Couturier have to prove? It's like, how much more does he have to prove to you that he can play in these moments? And yes, he's struggled a little bit, but I think one game can kind of wake him up a bit. And it's not like Coots doesn't know he's struggling. Coots has been in the league a long time. He knows, he's a veteran. He understands all that. I think he knows he's not playing great and when he's not on. So I don't get it. Outside of that, the Tippett, Frost, Konechny line, fantastic. Konechny finally gets on the board. The Flyers had a really good game. I mean, if this was any key indicator to a first-round matchup against Carolina in the playoff round, Flyers could play with them. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that they could win because obviously the playoffs are different atmosphere, all that stuff, right? Everyone's game kind of has to bump up a level and, stakes are higher in the playoffs, so it's different. But it does give me hope for a potential series if that were to be the case. As for the game, I thought they had a good first period. It was pretty even. Had a goal, ended up being called offside. We ended up going scoreless there, but the Flyers had chances. I thought the Flyers really did a good job back checking with the center and not giving the Canes as much speed through the neutral zone. Canes are such a speedy team. They forecheck first. They get in there hard. They're really good at that, and I thought the Flyers limited that really well. As for the second period, I mean, 2 goals for Carolina. One was kind of, a breakdown. The other one was one I thought Urson probably could have had. The one from Chatfield. And that one's unfortunate because it's kind of a backbreaker at that point because like you had a couple of good shifts. Yeah, I believe they had a breakaway before that. Like they moved the puck well. They had a ton of chances. They didn't get the goal. As for the third and the Flyers kind of in that second period, they get the goal right after from Lawton. He would tie it. Sanheim had a breakaway earlier in opening minute or so of the second period. I mean, like, unfortunately, this is one of those ones where it always does look back on the power play. You had the power play in the third period. You had the 5-on-3 in the first period. Didn't get any goals off of that. You did hit a post. You did have some other chances, but unfortunately, it's always going to come down to the power play with this team, with the offense. Because there's going to be a moment in this season, whether it ends in the regular season or playoffs, the power play is going to end the season for them. It's just, you just know it's coming. As for the third, I thought the Flyers had a good third. I mean, they didn't have a ton of chances in the second period, a ton of shots either. I think they ended with 15 shots in the second period. They go into the third. They had 10 in the first couple of minutes, and it was in 28-25 or 27-25, something like that, in favor of Carolina. So, I was glad. I'm happy with the effort for not having your captain and all the noise off the ice that's been going on. I know that hasn't really been a problem for this team, but I think it's little things like that can really help you. And for a game like this, they get a point, and the Islanders lose. At least the Flyers got a point tonight. That's the biggest thing is at least getting one. As for the second period, or excuse me, not the second period. As for the standings and all that too, it's like, you're looking at the Islanders. They lose in regulation, so they're still at 73, 1 game back. Capitals, they're four back now with 2 games in hand. They play Carolina tomorrow, so if the Canes win, that could help the Flyers. Leafs helped the Flyers, the previous night because the Flyers played the Leafs Tuesday. They won. The Capitals played them the next night at home, and they lost 7-3. So if Carolina can do the same, Flyers playing Carolina tonight, and then they beat the team that we need them to beat tomorrow in Washington, get up the Flyers out a long way. And picking up points is good. 3 points out of possible 4 in these past 2 games. That's good after losing a pretty winnable game on Saturday, and then also The unfortunate Toronto blowout the first time. So Boston Saturday, Florida Sunday, and then the Rangers to kind of end out this kind of gauntlet of a schedule, which hasn't been too bad. They're 1-2-1. There are some better moments in that could have came from it, but definitely some points on the board. But you got 3 games left to kind of make that up, and Boston's very winnable. The Flyers were right there with them the last time. Florida, they've beaten twice in their building, so it will be interesting to see what they do against Florida in Philly. And again, the Rangers, they were really tight with the Rangers before. Obviously, it's pretty tight with the Rangers in Carolina for first of the Metro as well. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. As for some of the players tonight, again, I like that Konechny line with Frost and Tippett. Frost is on a 5-game point streak. A bunch of other guys have been getting point streaks and stuff. Bobby Brink, I thought, had a really good game. Cam York, again. I mean, he was really, really good defensively, moving the puck up the ice, block shots, all that stuff. I thought Erik Johnson had his best game as a Flyer, too. If that, I know that's probably not going to play a long time with the Flyers, but, for only playing 6 games, he had a really good game tonight, too. So it's little things, and if you can build all this off of this and, get a point tonight, it's definitely something to build on, and for sure. And, obviously you want the second one. That's good. That's crucial. But to at least get a point, that's kind of okay in my book, I guess. So we'll see. Thanks to everybody again for all the support as always. My name is Chris. I'll talk to you all again soon.